My secret about a lot of these talking videos is I'm giving people advice as a way to also hold myself responsible to taking said advice. That, and I just want to see more people create things. I'm giving you a free pass to talk about your OCs. That's what this whole video is about. Okay, listen. Every kid who learned about the concept of OCs early on and latched onto it realizing, wow, it's really fun to make little guys and write stories about them, usually falls into the trap of thinking that someday you're going to make this into a big, perfect project, and so you keep everything secret until then, and you expect yourself to not act on writing it until you get the perfect story outline. This isn't how it works, by the way. That's not how it works at all. We give a lot of artists this false impression that you have to train to be perfect off the bat. You have to make the perfect draft the first time. That's not how drafting works. That's not how any of that works. And I think we're given that false impression because we focus a lot more on the end product instead of the process that it takes to get there. So I want to shed some light on the behind the scenes process. Make your damn story! And I don't mean that in a forcing way. I mean it encouragingly. If you want to write your OC story but have been holding back because it's not perfect yet, then you're never gonna make it. Just make it. Be uncomfortable. Perfectionism. We all know her. We all hate her. We've got to learn how to fight her. I think another part of it is I've noticed a trend in the modern era that a lot of people overlook what goes into storytelling. I didn't really notice this myself until I started really sitting down and trying to pay attention to what makes a story, like storytelling techniques, foreshadowing, Chekhov's gun, just paying attention to the story intentionally setting up and leading to something, and then how that pays off. Final Fantasy XIV's main story quests are honestly how I notice this most, because you start to notice there's a pattern with them. There are quests that get you to understand the area, the locals, the culture, and then something bad happens to them and you have to save them, or you don't. Sometimes people die. Sometimes the payoff is it's been a while since something dramatic has happened, and then it does. I notice a lot of people don't really pay attention to those things these days. People will be like, wow, why did the story do this? That's so pointless to focus on. And then later there was a reason for it to be focused on. There are definitely times where storytelling falls flat and these techniques are not used properly, but that's usually not what I see people complaining about. I see people just not entertaining the storytelling process at all. No one actually wants to wait for a story to be built up to pay off in a satisfying way. People just want their dramatics right off the bat. And you know what? If that's you, that's fair. You can have your own fun doing your own thing how you want to. But I'm sick of the disrespect that storytelling gets as a result. So like, just look a little into it. Look into what makes a good story. Next time you're watching a movie or a TV show or something, stop yourself and ask, oh, why was this here? Why was this included? And pay attention to how it might pay off. Or how it might not pay off. Sometimes stories set things up and then they don't pay off, and that's a whole other thing to research. Anyway, another reason why I think some people hold back on publishing their stories is there's a fear of being misunderstood, particularly with like people of color, queer people. Experiences like those are typically, some people try and censor them. Some people, in fact a lot of people, really hate that which they can't understand. And it's scary. It's frustrating to know that your existence inherently makes some people not like you. But in my eyes, that's even more of a reason to publish these stories, because we need voices for these experiences more than ever. Basically, just make the damn story that you want to. If you're tired of holding it in your chest until the perfect opportunity to act on it, then just act on it. You're not waiting for anything. What's that Owl House quote?
But if we all waited around for a prophecy to make us special, we'd die waiting.
That one. Don't let yourself die waiting. Just make it. Just make it. You can remake it in the future. You can fix it in the future. Please just make it. Tell me about your OCs. Make more things. I need more things.